The Russian Defense Ministry announced on Thursday that fighting continued for the third day in the Kursk region in the west of the country, after a surprise incursion by Ukrainian forces, while Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, called for a response by transferring military operations deep into Ukraine. It said in a statement that the process of destroying the Ukrainian army organizations is ongoing, adding that its forces are thwarting Ukrainian attempts to penetrate deep into the Kursk region. This statement had announced that the army had forced Ukrainian forces to withdraw before deleting this clarification, and the Russian Defense Ministry published a video clip showing the targeting of vehicles, also confirming the use of Iskander missiles against the invading forces. Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov said during a meeting with President Vladimir Putin yesterday, Wednesday, that the Ukrainian attack had stopped in the border area. However, several pro-Moscow military bloggers with millions of followers confirmed on their accounts on the Telegram application that fighting continues in Kursk to this day with the evacuation of civilians. The Raybar channel, which is close to the Russian military, announced yesterday evening that Ukrainian forces had taken control of the western half of the town of Sudzha, which is inhabited by about 5,500 people and is located about 10 kilometers from the border and includes a gas station that pumps supplies to Europe via Ukraine. Russian blogger Yuri Podolyaka, whose Telegram channel is followed by about 3 million people, spoke this morning about the loss of the town of Sudzha, saying that it is full of Ukrainian soldiers, adding that Ukrainian forces have also advanced towards the town of Koronyevo, more than 25 kilometers from the border. For its part, the Institute for the Study of War, based in the United States, announced that Ukrainian forces have advanced about 10 kilometers deep and penetrated at least 2 Russian defense lines. Moscow has called up reserve forces to help repel the Ukrainian incursion that began Tuesday, with the participation of about 1,000 soldiers supported by tanks, artillery, and drones, according to Russian authorities. The Kursk region authorities declared a state of emergency and evacuated thousands from the region, while the Russian news agency TASS reported today that the fighting left at least 4 dead and dozens wounded. In other field developments, the Ukrainian Air Force announced today that it had shot down 2 missiles out of 4 and all 4 drones launched by Russia during last night's attack. Moscow also announced the death of 1 person in Ukrainian shelling of the Belgorod region, while Kiev spoke of the death of 2 people in Russian shelling of the Donetsk region in the east of the country. Medvedev, during his field visit to military training in the Voronezh region in southwestern Russia last month, European, deep inside Ukraine. Meanwhile, Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, called today for an invasion deep inside Ukraine in response to its forces' incursion into the Kursk border region. Medvedev said in a post on Telegram, which was reported by local news agencies, that from now on, the special military operation should not be limited to punishing those he described as Nazis and restoring the regions in eastern and southern Ukraine that Moscow announced its annexation. The head of the Russian Security Council added that any restrictions regarding some of Ukraine's recognized borders should be lifted. He added that it is now necessary to move deep into Ukrainian territory towards Kharkiv, northeast, Odessa and Nikolaev, south, Dnipropetrovsk, center, and Kiev, north, stressing the need to crush the enemy. Medvedev also said that the attack on Kursk is an attempt to reduce Russia's combat formations on the main front line and withdraw part of them to the border regions of Kursk and Belgorod.